What's going on, everybody? Robert, Bridging the Geekdoms here. Over the last few days, we've been hearing a good bit when it comes to the Restore the SnyderVerse movement, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I want to get some thoughts out about that. So first off, there's this article that came out where people from within the Warner Brothers spectrum are saying that they never should have released Zack Snyder's Justice League, as it caused more divide and toxicity by the fans and has really been a negative impact in that regard. And while, yes, I do agree that there has been a level of toxicity that has come out of that film and the movement and the fans, I will have to say that a lot of that has to do with the way Warner Brothers over the last couple years was reluctant to address the issue themselves. You can sit there and say, oh, well, Ann Sarnoff said this, or this was said by Walter Hamada, but they've never come out and stated, we have a new plan. Our new plan does not include this. We gave you this. We hope you enjoyed it, and let's move on. Obviously, they could have done it in a better way than that, and better words, and not been so controversial, but that's never what they did. And because of the way that they handled it, it caused a lot of the angst and anxiety and toxicity coming from the fandom. Now, I don't agree that the fans should have ever acted like they have, but let's face it, that's what happened. The next thing I kind of want to talk about here is all of these scoops that are coming out right now from people around the internet stating that the SnyderVerse is going to be restored. And a lot of the basis of these claims are coming from Ben Affleck coming back and doing some additional photography for Aquaman, or Henry Cavill quite possibly coming back for Shazam or Black Adam or something like that. And while I understand a lot of people want the SnyderVerse to be restored, the fact of the matter is Zack is very, very, very busy right now doing his own thing over at Netflix. It would not surprise me, and it shouldn't surprise you, if Zack re-ups with Netflix when his deal is done there, which I think is next year sometime. The reason that he'll probably re-up is because of the amount of freedom that he's been given over at Netflix. They've trusted him, and they're allowing him to not build one, but two universes right now over there, which is absolutely incredible. We should be, as fans of Zack Snyder, we should be supporting that and not pushing this toxic mindset of, if you don't restore the SnyderVerse, Warner Brothers Discovery, screw you. That is not what we should be doing. But getting back to my point, the SnyderVerse is dead. Unfortunately, I hate to put this out there, but as of right now, the SnyderVerse is dead. The fact that Ben Affleck is coming back, which we don't know for how many films, how long he will be back. Don't listen to those scoopers who say, oh, he is part of the 10-year plan. They don't have their 10-year plan set yet. There hasn't even been confirmation that Dan Lin has been hired as the new head of the DC film side and TV side. They're not going to plan a 10-year slate without having the head of their company, the head of that division, in place. So those people who are sitting there saying, oh, Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill are both part of their 10-year plan, I'm sorry, but that is not the case. They don't have a 10-year plan yet. Yes, they know they want to have Superman, they know they want to have Batman, but right now, that is all dependent on the type of deals and contracts that they can get with these actors. Not to mention, what is the plan of the person who's going to be leading this division of Warner Brothers Discovery? Even then, people were saying because they're back, the SnyderVerse must be restored. And yes, Zack Snyder helped create these iterations of the characters with his films. But the fact of the matter is, they're not going with Zack's story. This will be a new direction, a new story than what Zack was creating. It'll be a new direction, a new story than what Walter Hamada and his team was creating. This is something brand new. I think at this point, it's beneficial for fans of the Snyderverse to back off. Let's say that report is true that says they never should have released the Snyder Cut. If that is the way Warner Brothers Discovery now feels, then we need to back off as fans and let them do their own thing. Let's put our excitement and passion behind these upcoming projects. And let's see what happens. Let's support Zach over at Netflix. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you think of all of this. Again, I get it. You don't want to hear this. I know you fans of the Snyderverse need to have this belief that it's going to be back, but please put in the comments what you think of all this. What do you think of the article that came out regarding the Snyder Cut being released? And how do you feel about the Snyderverse essentially being dead at this point in time, and that we should back off from our excitement and desire to see the Snyderverse restored and put all of that behind what is new and upcoming? With all that said, guys, thank you so much for listening and watching. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, share this around. And with all that said, I'll talk to all of you later.